Hey guys, welcome to my wrap up of Wimbledon 2019 Day 7 and my predictions for Day 8. Um, so today was kind of a weird one. It was Manic Monday, it was all 16 fourth round matches, and it was a mix of crazy, unexpected upsets, but also some shockingly straightforward defeats. Matches where we expected there to be a much closer scoreline, and the winners just rolled over their opponents, and the matches were actually a little bit boring. Um, so why don't we take a look at some of those results? Um, starting with okay, so Nadal over Sousa. I mean, this was never really in doubt. Nadal's just the better player. He had had pretty much won every match that he'd played against Sousa before that. But still, 2-2-2. That's very close. Serena had no trouble taking out Carlos Suarez Navarro. Also, we expected her to win, but not quite that easily. As I predicted, Corey Goff, the exciting storyline of the tournament. Finally, her story came to an end. I mean, obviously, it's not the end at all for her. She's got a great career ahead of her. But she came up just against a better player in Halep. She did manage to break Halep a couple times, but Halep broke even more and just was the stronger player. So, hats off to Goff for getting this deep. But for now, Halep's going to advance to the quarterfinals. Djokovic, Humbert. So Humbert was the guy who took out Auger-Aliassime easily. So that gave us reason to believe that maybe he might give Djokovic a little trouble. But Djokovic really had no trouble. He only dropped 8 games and very comfortably advanced to the quarterfinals. So let's get into some of these unexpected upsets. First, we have Konta over Kvitova. Kvitova started out looking really great, taking the first set, but then Konta was just the much stronger player, and she went on to take the next 2 sets. So let's not forget, Konta did make it to the semifinal 2 years ago, so she's no slouch on grass. I'd say she definitely earned this win. It just wasn't expected given their relative rank and their match history, their head-to-head. Probably the biggest and most unexpected upset was Allison Risk of the U.S. beating Ash Barty. I mean, I feel like everyone was expecting Ash Barty to take this whole thing, including myself. Barty was just looking amazing on grass. She had won a grass tournament prior to that. She's #1 in the world. She just seemed bulletproof. But despite winning the first set, she did go down in 3 to Ali Risk. Then we have the battle of the Czech players. Pliskova against, I just found out it's pronounced Mukova, not Muchova. They split sets, and then they went into a very long third set. As you can see, they almost had a historic moment because, as you may know, this is the first year that Wimbledon had implemented their new rule about how at 12 games all in the final set, they go to a match tiebreak, or I should say a final set tiebreak. Had this gone to 12 all, they would have sort of battled it out in a tiebreak, but as it turned out, Mukova broke at the very last minute and held, or maybe it was the other way around. She held and then broke, and was able to pull it out 13-11. That's pretty stunning. So Karolina Pliskova, again, is kind of a favorite in this match, and a lot of people's favorite to either win or make the final. She's out in the 4th round. And just going back to some of these really kind of stunningly straightforward matches, Federer over Berrettini. Berrettini, he is a dangerous player. He's shown how great he can be on grass. He was it was embarrassing. Nothing was going right for him. Granted, Federer had a great game plan. He was targeting Berrettini's backhand, which is definitely his weaker wing, but it just seemed way too easy. So I don't know if Berrettini is injured or he was nervous or he just wasn't up to the occasion, but that was really a stunning result. I really did expect that it would be closer and that maybe Berrettini would get a set off of Federer. Couple of long matches on the men's side. Nishikori prevailed over Kukushkin. Goffin over Verdasco. Pella, here's a bit of an upset over Raonic. I really thought this was Raonic's match. I mean, the guy has an incredible serve. He's done great things on grass. Pella is younger, a relative newcomer. I was looking at the stats. Raonic had so many winners, like 70 winners maybe, and came to net so much. He was so aggressive, but in the end, it just came down to one break, and Pella won 8-6 in the third. We have Querrey advancing over Sangren, and Zhang over Yastremska. I actually want to talk to you guys a little bit about Zhang. She is kind of the dark horse here. She came out of nowhere, but I'll talk more about her in a second. And then we have Bautista Agut in straight sets over pair. Okay, so why don't we look at tomorrow's matches? Tomorrow is going to be all women's quarterfinals. The men are going to get an extra day of rest, and the women don't get any. After playing their fourth round today, they go straight on to the quarterfinals. So Ali Risk, she has kind of surprised us all by taking out Ash Barty. She's facing Serena Williams. I don't know what their head-to-head is. I don't know if they've ever played. But given that Serena, in her very Serena way, is kind of easing her way into this tournament, getting better, sort of like shaking the rust off, I think Serena is going to take the match tomorrow. She will defeat Risk. Strycova also been surprising us, taking out great players. However, I do think Konta, based on everything she's done so far and her amazing performance over Kvitova, she will prevail tomorrow. I just want to go down here to Svitolina over Mukova. I got to say, I was so impressed with Mukova. She's relatively young, she's relatively new, but I think she's just filled with confidence. So I can see her taking this in a really close match. And then the last quarterfinal is Halep over Zhang. Now, let's look at Zhang's profile for a second. Zhang is 30 years old, so she's been around for a while. Her singles results in slams are not at all impressive. I mean, pretty much mostly first round. We've got a little bit of an outlier here. She made a quarterfinal at Australia 3 years ago. But look at Wimbledon. She's never gone past the first round. She's lost every single time in the first round. And here she is in the quarterfinal. If Zhang looks familiar to you, it's because she is the doubles partner of Sam Stosur. And together they have actually done some pretty good things. They won Australia this year. They got to the semis at the US Open last year. So she's a very good doubles player. But her singles track record is nothing special. And she's only 50th in the world. So I'm not really sure where she came from, but if you look at her performance this tournament, it's pretty impressive. She beat Yastremska today. Yastremska is a tough player. She beat Wozniacki in the round before that. Janina Wickmeyer is a good player, and she beat, I didn't even realize, she beat Caroline Garcia, a seeded player, in her very first round, and she did it pretty easily. So Zhang she's hot. She's on a roll. So you never know. I still think Halep is going to take it, but Zhang might deliver the upset tomorrow. We will just have to stay tuned and watch. All right, guys. So that's it for my thoughts on today's matches, my predictions for tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give a thumbs up, to comment, let me know what's on your mind, what you think are the standouts of the tournament. And yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe so you can get notifications about videos as I upload them. All right, Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.